Well, hey, neighbor, it's me, Angie. Come on in. Oh my goodness, hurry up and get in here. It's about to come a thunderstorm. Oh my goodness, we got to meet in here today. Can't sit outside. We got to meet in here in the living room. Yeah, I've got lemonade, sweet tea. I've got sweets. Of course, water. Always have water. Uh, Juice, like orange juice. And of course, snacks is whatever your choice is. I have several different snacks. But just go on in the kitchen and see what you want and get back in here. We got things to talk about. You know, really good things. Anyway, you know, as y'all are dwindling in and coming in and getting seated and getting comfortable, I'll just go ahead and start talking. Today's video is just going to be a heartfelt, a matter-of-fact video. You know, just one of those that nobody likes to hear, yet you need to. Or maybe you'll like it and say, I needed that. You know, because sometimes we just need a wake-up call, you know, before it gets to be a really bad wake-up call, if you know what I mean. First of all, I always like to start with this. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Believe it, don't believe it. You know, that's for my heart to know. And I hope your heart will come to understand that I mean what I say. But anyway, that's not what our discussion's about today. Our discussion today is about we've lost our way. And I'm including me, because I'm not perfect, never will be, don't want to be. I mean, not going to reach that perfection till I reach my heavenly home, and I hope that's not coming anytime soon. But what I can tell you is we are walking around sleepwalking. You know, our son, he was the worst about sleepwalking. I mean, he would get up in the middle of the night, walk up the hall, and just carry on a conversation with James and myself. And you can honestly see that he wasn't awake, that he was kind of glassed over. And, you know, they say don't ever shake and really get angry with someone walking in their sleep. Just take them by the arm and lead them back to where they, you know, their bedroom is, or wherever they're sleeping. We caught him going in our walk-in closet one night. He had the pillow and the blanket, and he was just going to go in there and sleep. His roommate at college would have to get him out of the closet. He would walk, but Matt would normally sleepwalk when he was under a lot of stress. You know, something was bothering him. Like, his uncle passed away, my brother-in-law. He did a lot of sleepwalking then. College was stressful his first year. He would walk in his sleep. Anything that he was worried about caused him to sleepwalk more than he would had he not been under stress, which we all know stress will and does kill you. You know, don't be stressed out. It takes years off of your life. Don't be stressed out. That's a whole nother video, and you can't help that. You say, oh, I can't help it, Angie. My life is just so stressful. Yeah, there's ways to help you get some relief, but that's entirely another video. But anyway, I say that about sleepwalking is because we walk around sleepwalking all the time with our eyes wide open, because we're either stressed out, we don't want to hear it, don't want to deal with it, don't want to be bothered by it. And we miss out on so much in life. We miss out on our surroundings, our children growing up, our family being around us, events that we can never get back because we're just sleepwalking. Our eyes are open, but we're not really grasping what's going on. It's like we want to hide. And we're just so tired of this, the way the world is, you know? And if we just can pretend it's not there, or act like we don't care about it, or get angry about it and be mad at everyone, or blame everyone else for the way things are the way they are. No, we got to stop all that. We got to think about, what role do we play in making where we live and our household, our town, our city, our state, our country. What part do we play? And you say, oh, we're just one person. There's nothing I can do that would change anything. That's not true. That's not true. Just making changes with yourself is a start. You know, pay attention to yourself, your outward appearance, your inward soul, spirit, mind, your outward appearance as far as your weight. That's where I need some help. The way you present yourself, your hygiene, because some people have gotten to the point where they don't even care about the way they look. They've done gotten so fed up with the way the world is that they're just almost giving up. They just don't really care anymore. That's the worst place you can be in. Don't go there. Because if you have a spouse or children, they need you. They need you. And you need them. Nothing lasts forever. One thing's for certain and two things for sure. It's all going to change. We can count on change. Change is coming. And all change is not bad. You know, some change is really good. But you got to stay the course. And you got to stay you, no matter how bad things get or how good things get. You got to be authentic. You got to have integrity. That's what integrity is. Staying the same no matter what your surroundings are. Never compromising. Being who you are. Some of us don't want to feel pain. Believe you me, I don't want to feel it. Some of us don't want to fail. Oh my goodness, what's so wrong with failure? It's okay. It's okay to fail. That's what causes us to learn, which suffering and pain does too. But without those things, I mean, come on. Do y'all really want to live in a Disneyland all the time? I mean, even a baby gets tired of eating spoons full of sugar when if you put a baby on the table and give it a spoon and just let it eat spoons full of sugar, it's going to get tired of it. You have to have a balance. You know what they say, no pain, no gain. That's true. How can you be empathetic towards someone else if you've never felt pain or you never go through anything? You can't. You can't feel empathy. And there's a difference between empathy and sympathy. You know, sympathy is, oh, I'm so sorry that that's happening to you, but I'm so glad it's not me. And then empathy is, you can really feel what the other person is going through. That's what empathy is. Oh, and this victim mentality that people have. Oh my goodness. How is that even possible? I've said this over and over again. You cannot be a victim of something you create. If you create a situation and it turns out bad, you can't be the victim. No. You can only be the victim in something that you had no control over. A lot of us listen to other people and what they say. You know, I had to learn years ago to seek things out for myself. And I've always been a self-thinker. And I wanted to know and seek it out for me. But other people will just listen. Other people listen to people that they either want to be part of their group or they want to fit in somewhere. And some people just don't want to think, so they listen to someone else that they think has the answers, and that person don't have a clue about what's going on. That's when someone asks me for advice, I always say, now this is what I would do. But whatever you do, you choose. I don't want to influence you, but since you asked, this is what I would do. But you may not want to do this. Because an individual needs to make decisions for themselves. Right, wrong, or indifferent, they need to make them. That's how we grow. That's how we grow. Don't compromise. Don't do that. I was talking to a friend of mine on the phone, and I said, I just don't see how people can wake up in the mornings and not, the first thing they do is not thank the Lord for waking up another day. I can't imagine not doing that. Which there was a time in my life that I didn't do that. And I explained to that person, like when I was in my 30s and I had a family to raise and James worked, I worked. We were just real busy. I didn't put my Creator first. God, my Creator. I didn't put Him first. I talked to Him when I had time. But I didn't put Him first. But now, since I put Him first, which I do have a lot of time on my hands, so I have more time for our relationship, which is wrong. I should have had time back then. That's what you have to understand. Whatever you put into a relationship, that's what you're going to get out. Irregardless if it's your spouse, your children, your friend, your coworker, your job, your boss, whatever, any kind of, whatever you put, ever how much time you put into something, that's what you're going to get out of it. We just don't want to put the time in. We want it instantly. But I've learned to wait on things. Oh, and it's so sweet. It's so sweet when it finally gets here. That's how you learn patience. Is to learn to wait. Just wait. And as you wait, just look around and enjoy your life and say, better things are coming. I can't wait. I can't wait. But so often people don't want to wait. They want it instantly, right away. And if they don't get it, they get angry. Look what you can learn while you wait. Look what you can see and enjoy and embrace while you wait for that thing that you so desire. You know, some people want to be loved. Want to be loved. That is so far from me now that I can't really remember feeling that way. But I know I did. I did growing up. I did as a teenager, you know, because I felt like I just didn't belong, wasn't wanted. But that is so far away from me now. I don't even give it a second thought. Unless I want to talk about it to someone to let them know that it's not going to always stay that way. That things get better. You know that saying, what a difference a day makes? It does. Let people into your life. Don't force yourself into someone's life, but allow it to just happen. Make friends. Be a friend. Don't always expect the other person to be the giver and you just take and take and take. Learn how to give. Learn how to give. It took me a long time to grasp the meaning of true love. I'm not talking about this lustful love. I'm talking about true love. God's love. It should be universal. It should be just a given that everybody just automatically loves everybody, and that's not happening. You might say, it's me, Angie. I don't even like people, much less love them. I can see that. I can see that. But what you have to do is just, first of all, you have to pray every day that you can begin to break walls down and become a new person. And just say, I don't like this person that I am. I want something different. I don't care how old you are. You can be a different person if you want to. You know, doing the same thing over is what? And expecting things to change is what? It's the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. That's insanity. Stop doing the same thing over and over again. If nothing else, do one thing different. Begin to love yourself. And when you can love yourself, you can love others. You can. Allow people to love you. And start to trust again. It's okay. If you can begin to trust yourself, that's all you need, because then you'll know who's real and who's not. And with that being said, neighbor, like, share, subscribe. Ring that bell so you'll know the next time I have a video that comes out. And please understand, we're all in this together. Let's try to come together, and even though we don't really understand why people do the things they do or say the things they say, learn to love them where they are in life. You know, we're all not on the same mile marker. I could be way in another state while you're still stuck where you are. We could be miles apart. But that doesn't mean we can't love each other and understand each other and help each other and not gossip about each other and not backstab each other. I hope to see you soon, neighbor. I really do. Bye.